me.
Yeah.
And around the back.
They know that you're a source of food, so they'll come right up to you.
I went 30 hours without feeding them. This is probably 1/3 of them.
A third of them?
A third.
There's more?
See that whole back area there?
Oh, yeah, I see there's more.
And then I can notify people that this is going to happen. They're going to be shot, but...
It's October 2024 near Poulsbo, Washington. Kitsap County deputies respond to a 911 call that sounds less like a normal animal complaint and more like someone accidentally opened a raccoon buffet. A woman says she had to flee her own property after dozens of raccoons surrounded her home, scratched at her door, and started demanding food like they had a reservation.
I have anywhere from 50 to 100 raccoons. I need an officer. I need somebody to see these things. I'm right in my car. They chased me all the way out through the backyard. They're crawling all over.
You're not able to get out of your car. You're stuck in your vehicle.
I had to get in my vehicle to get away from them. They're all around.
What started as an innocent act of feeding a few raccoons has spiraled into a full-blown invasion. The woman's compassion for wildlife inadvertently created a scenario where her home became the epicenter of a raccoon congregation, demonstrating how small actions can lead to significant ecological impacts.
My car.
Hello.
I've got anywhere between 50 and 100 of these things, and I have a guy that can euthanize them. He's got the license for, it's between September 1 and the middle of March. But there's between 50 and 100 of them, and they're coming after me. And I was told it's because these are all young ones. They're not part of the normal group around here. But I need authorization from law enforcement to give this man the right to do it.
Okay.
Because they can't do it, and because this is only a ½ acre. It has to be 5 acres before a trapper.
How long has this been going on?
This about 6 weeks.
Okay.
And they're got to the point now.
Do you live here?
I've been here 38 years.
So have you been feeding them? That's typically what?
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I went through the Fish and Game.
Yeah.
I've done, of course, everybody. They feed cats. I've got my cats.
Yeah.
And then with the younger ones, see, you're different, so they're not going to mess around. But usually they were all over me.
Yeah.
And around the back.
They know that you're a source of food, so they'll come right up to you.
I went 30 hours without feeding them. And they were all over everything. I can't. They turn. I need a special, either from the police.
Have you talked to Fish and Wildlife?
That's exactly.
What did they say?
They said, of course, in the beginning, stop feeding them.
Yeah.
And then that's what I've done. Because the only way to get in and out of my house was to throw some food over the back.
Okay.
There's no way. I'm between a rock and a hard place. But I have people that are willing to do this, trap and euthanize.
Yeah.
And I talked to this guy named Jack Russell. He wanted like $500 a raccoon, and he was going to play the game. And I said,
yeah, that'd be a lot of money for this many raccoons.
I don't need all of them gone, and I feel horrific about it.
Yeah.
These I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some of these are mothers, the big ones. But this, I've never seen this. So how do I get authorization on a ½ acre? I can notify people that this is going to happen. They're going to be but
yeah. So as far as, if there's a threat to property, livestock, or people, you can.
Okay.
This seems like definitely a pest problem, and so trapping would probably be preferred.
Yes.
But again, as far as hunting and trapping, that's Fish and Wildlife, that's all their thing. So I can't come out here and authorize you to do anything.
I know that.
At first, this sounds ridiculous, until deputies get there and realize the few raccoons problem is actually closer to a small furry uprising. At this point, deputies realize this is not the usual loose dog call. The woman says she started feeding a family of raccoons decades ago, and for years.
Here we see the complexities of wildlife management intersecting with legal constraints. Although no laws were broken, the ethical quandary of managing an invasive raccoon population raises questions about human responsibility in maintaining ecological balance.
It seemed harmless, but that is how these stories always start. One cute raccoon becomes two, two becomes a family, and suddenly your yard has a guest list. I mean, wildlife does not understand just a little snack. They understand this house now provides catering.
You have to be in compliance with them.
Yeah, but with fish and game.
Yes, fish and
Yes.
game. Yeah.
And then
so
this young man is telling me he is a hunter anyway. I got 50 and 100 of these things that have been around here for the last 6 weeks. And now they're inside my yard, and I couldn't even get outside my front door and jump into my car.
Yeah.
With them, they're just coming around me. So, and yes, I have not fed this group. This is part of the salmon hatchery, which is right down the
So when
street.
you contacted Fish and Wildlife, they said stop feeding them. Did they give you any recommendations for getting rid of them?
Well, they keep saying that they're going to disappear. No, they don't. So long as I'm here, everybody around here, I'm assuming, like, they feed my cats over there. They have goats. These are scary.
Yeah.
And then the people on the other side have sheep. And so there's always a resource for, I stopped water a month ago. I don't put water out. I just had a few. Everybody, I mean, this has been a wonderful place to live. This has just started.
When deputies look around the property, the scale of the problem becomes obvious. The woman says the raccoons had been showing up day and night, scratching at the outside of the house, surrounding her car, and blocking her when she tried to leave. That is not a backyard visit anymore. That is a raccoon subscription service she accidentally signed up for and could not cancel.
I mean, this, and now when I can't, this is the first time they ever rushed me to the car.
I mean, let me see if I can have a Fish and Wildlife officer give me a call.
You guys are super. I went this has been like 6 weeks of calling everyone, and I go to the next person that they refer me to. So I finally called Paulsbo, what is it, CFC, what is that, Commerce Office, oh my God.
I couldn't even tell you.
That's okay.
This call came out,
Yes.
and I thought you were playing.
What? Well, people do, and I think,
I thought you were playing,
guys,
so I had to come out here and see it too.
And it is funny too when you think about it, but these are all young animals between 4 and 6 months old. They're not the normal ones that all of us around here have known over the years, and they die off. This is, and I feel so sorry for them. But they're now, these big ones, they fight, and see, they're fighting with the other ones. I'm listening to animals screaming, and not funny, I told my neighbor in the back, and she says, yeah, I've seen more than normal. I said, well, you should come to my house. So,
this is the most raccoons I've ever seen.
You haven't seen nothing. If you go on my top deck, which they're up there pooping, and I have to clean it up every day like dog poop, and then I wash it off. I can't live like this.
So you said you got a guy who can help
Yes,
trap.
his name is Denver. He's a licensed trapper.
So, and in terms of acreage, that's not an issue.
It is an issue.
In terms of trap, yes, that would be an issue. But
Well, what he's going to do is talk to some trappers. But I had a trapper that he wanted $400 or $500 to come up here every day after he sets the trap. And I said, what are you talking about? He said, well, not every day they're in the traps. I said, don't you think if I see them in a trap, I can call you? And he didn't like that. Plus, I figured out at least 50 of these raccoons. I can't afford $25,000. He's gouging it. His name is Jack Russell, like the terrier.
okay.
He's the only one I've been able to find. So this gentleman that can actually shoot him on the spot can't, because of the restriction of the size. That's what I was thinking, from law enforcement or from the county or from Fish and Game. Can there be a waiver under this condition, which is highly unusual?
The strange part is that officials say no law was broken under state rules, but that does not mean it was a good idea. Wildlife experts discourage feeding raccoons because they can carry disease, lose fear of people, and attract other animals. Basically, the law may not call it a crime, but nature still sent an invoice, and in this case, the invoice arrived wearing masks and tiny hands.
So they're all in the back. See, you guys are different. You know, I mean, for them to see, they know me as a woman, and that I'm here to feed them, because this is the only way I can get rid of.
Despite the absence of legal repercussions, nature has a way of enforcing its own rules. By feeding the raccoons, the homeowner received an unexpected invoice from nature in the form of a demanding and overwhelming raccoon population.
Of them is to throw kibbles over the
Yeah,
deck.
show me you're talking about the damage they're causing on the backside of your house.
Okay, come this way.
waiting to see if Fish and Wildlife Officer, if there's one on, if he can call me and help us give some guidance.
I haven't been able. This is just the beginning here. So I haven't been able. I've blown leaves and stuff. Even the blower, I've sprayed them with ammonia. I've sprayed them with vinegar. I have some type of a deodorizer. And I can't do anything. This is probably 1/3 of them.
A third of them?
A third.
There's more?
See that whole back area there?
Oh, yeah, I see
That's
there's
where,
more.
And then I've thrown food over there, and then down here is where they have no water. I thought was water.
And you think these have come from the hatchery, a lot of
Well,
them?
this is the suggestion that was made that the salmon are running, so it may attract them.
Okay.
But I've never had anything like
When
this.
did you first start feeding them? Is it like a couple months ago or just a couple
To get
weeks?
rid of these?
When did you just start feeding them in general?
What? When I got here 38 years ago.
Oh,
It's been nothing
but
like this.
what's the average been the last 3 to 8 years? Just a couple raccoons?
All over. I mean, they live in different people's properties. They're just not here.
Yeah.
So I don't know. With an average of, I've had 6 females a year, and there's some that have 1, have 2, have 3, have 4. There's one female this year that had 5. And they live in different areas.
Yeah.
They don't really live here. They live in the back. He's got them. They come. This seems to come out of that area all down there that I see.
So I did a little skim of the Fish and Wildlife website in terms of raccoons.
Right.
They mentioned a den site. Do you know if there are dens nearby that they go to sleep?
Because that's the thing. They go someplace at night to sleep. Once they've been satisfied with what food was out and left, they disappear. But this group has been sitting around. It was 1:30 this morning before I could get my cat, the one that stays in. And he waits for the all clear, and then I got him in. But this is, and there's some of the older males that just have like a stump tail. Those are the original ones here. But this is all, you can't recognize. Oh, and the guy that's Jack Russell told me to get a paint gun. Them different colors so I can identify what clan they're with. I said,
This is
he's
wild.
messing with a woman. Okay, I'm an old lady, and I've been here half of my life, but I've never encountered this before. And it's also because of, I went online and looked it up. The
raccoon issue isn't isolated to one property. It's a community-wide concern. Neighbors are also affected, highlighting how wildlife behaviors can ripple through a neighborhood, making collective action crucial for resolution.
North Kitsap County, raccoon, bears, and what else is it? Coyote infestation. Each one of those species had about 4 or 5 pages of people that have come forth and complained with addresses and names. So I've been doing this for quite
So 35 years ago, you first started feeding some raccoons, and then when all of a sudden did it explode like this?
6 weeks ago.
6 weeks ago, all of a sudden you
Yes.
had like 100 raccoons.
Oh my God! And then I'm told that they will go and tell their friends.
Well, yeah, it looks like they did. So before 6 weeks ago, how many on average would come up here that you'd feed?
The mothers and their babies.
Like a dozen or
started
something?
out. See, this is what's happening that never was.
The fighting?
Because they're all their uncles and aunts and whatever. Probably 6 to 10, maybe females. I never bothered because they weren't a mess.
Yeah.
They weren't a mess.
A Washington woman called 911 after 50 to 100 raccoons swarmed her property near Poulsbo. Deputies and wildlife officials found no laws were broken, but the problem was clear. Decades of feeding wildlife turned her home into the neighborhood raccoon headquarters. The woman stopped feeding them, and officials said the raccoons began dispersing. Feeding them for decades, letting the group grow that large, or realizing too late that raccoons do not respect boundaries? Let me know in the comments and hit subscribe for more strange real-life case breakdowns.
This situation underscores a vital lesson. Feeding wildlife can lead to unintended dependencies and challenges. As the raccoons begin to disperse, it serves as a reminder of the importance of respecting natural boundaries and promoting wildlife independence.